I think Representative LaFleur was pretty early. So we'll start out with her bill 268.
She's just prettier than we are.
A little tight today. A little tight today.
Representative LaFleur, on your bill, House Bill 268, please, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair and committee members, for allowing me to present this legislation. HB 268 changes references of pornography involving juvenile to child sexual abuse materials. This bill retains all elements and penalties of the present law crime of pornography involving juveniles, provides that any reference to the crime will then now be referenced as child sexual abuse materials. And most importantly, why we're bringing this bill is that it reflects the language that is used by agencies, investigators, and advocates in order to properly communicate with each other about crimes of sexual violence against children. Mr. Chair, I did present an amendment.
Okay. I haven't seen it, but presumably the staff has it. We'll take a look at it. Okay, if you'll give us a brief explanation of the amendment. Senator Barrow's ready to approve it, but we probably ought to hear what it does a little bit first.
Yes, sir. So most of the amendments are technical to avoid conflicts with what would be created in law if HB 268 in its current form were to pass and after HB 67. These amendments were suggested by Darren Alleman from the Jefferson Parish District Attorney's Office and Zach Daniels with the Louisiana District Attorneys Association.
Very good. Senator Barrow moves that we adopt a set of amendments 2688. Is there any objection? There being none, that will be adopted. We have a couple of people in support wishing to speak. There are no red cards, so you can say what you want, but my advice is be brief, or else we may have opposition. So Audrey Wascom is first. Yes, ma'am. Please give us your testimony.
Hi, my name is Audrey Wascom, and I'm a resident of Baton Rouge. And for over 25 years, I've been an advocate in the field of violence against women. That includes that I am a current sitting member of the Senate Task Force on Child Sexual Assault Investigations and a volunteer for STAR. I didn't choose this life of advocacy, but it chose me. I'm a survivor of childhood sex trafficking that destroyed my body. And only a handful of people knew that entire story, that I had been trafficked by my grandparents who made photographs and videos of my tiny body being sold to strangers. The two of the people that I trusted with the rest of that story, State Representative LaFleur and Morgan Lamondre, who acted as my attorney when I sat in an FBI office after material of me had been found. The main reason that for me waiting to disclose that part of my trauma came down to safety. And I also never wanted my children to misunderstand what actually happened, that there was evidence of a crime and not child pornography. The language affects communications and investigations between agencies, local, state, federal, and internationally. This language would merely bring Louisiana in line with other states and international states when they communicate with each other while investigating and bringing justice for survivors of child sexual abuse material. Today, I ask for you to vote yes and pave the way for justice for exploited children in our state.
Thank you for your testimony. It's very compelling.
Yeah.
Ms. Lamondre?
Yeah, and I will be brief. Morgan Lamondre with STAR, and I just wanted to say about 10 years ago, I shared an experience where a survivor essentially was told her rape was simple, and that sort of ignited, just some discomfort in her because of the way the language of our law described it. And so I worked with legislators, one who was on this committee. So I want to also thank, at the time she was Representative Hodges, but now Senator Hodges, for bringing the bill where we changed the law from simple rape, to all of that. But it goes back to why we're here today. And I just want to say language matters, and we should be mindful of the language that reflects what actually happens to those who experience it. So I ask you, obviously, y'all are all going to vote yes for this, but I want you to co-author this.
Thank
so
you for
please co-author it.
recognizing that. Senator Barrow does have a question or a motion. I'm not sure which. Senator Barrow?
Both. So thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, Ms. Wascom, I just want to thank you for allowing your traumatic experience to become a testimony and to serve as triumph for others, especially our next generation of babies. She serves on the task force where we now have the bill, Senate Bill 41, that just moved off the Health and Welfare Committee.
Yep.
And it's headed to the floor. And your voice has served a tremendous change as it relates to not just this bill, but other state bills that are really making a difference in the lives of our children and families. So I want to thank you for that.
Well, and thank you, because you've heard me argue all year on the task force about various words. And,
That's right.
you know that it matters.
Valid and invalid, right? Okay.
That's right.
Thank you so very much for that and for the role that you played. I do want to thank you, Representative LaFleur, for bringing this bill, and certainly you, Morgan, for all the work that you've been doing in our state and throughout the community for years. But at the appropriate time, Mr. Chair, I'd like to report House Bill 268 as amended.
Thank you, Senator Barrow. Senator Hodges?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just want to second that motion and say thank you to all of you for your hard work on this. It is a great work that you're doing, and also want to say to Representative LaFleur, happy birthday.
Thank you.
So thank
I
you all.
share the birthday with Johnson.
Oh, that's right. That's right. The Book of Faith tells us that.
Yes.
Thank you, Senator Hodges.
Cheat.
Ms. Wascom, I got to say, it's very brave of you to do this, and it's very moving. I hate to admit that I'm not shocked that this kind of thing goes on. I've learned, sadly, that people will do that even to their own family members, and you're very brave to endure through this. So, that being said, we do have some more cards in support, not wishing to speak. Eric Wascom in support, not wishing to speak. Billy Joe Harrington, District Attorney, 10th JDC, support, not wishing to speak. Rex Wascom in support. Got a lot of family members here. Ellie Schilling in support, not wishing to speak. Michelle Ehrenberg with Lift Louisiana, not wishing to speak. Tom Cassandra, Louisiana Conference of Catholic Bishops in support. Susan East Nelson, Louisiana Partnership for Children and Families in support. Michelle Johnson with Michelle Johnson Consulting. Hiller Moore, the DA here in Baton Rouge, in support. And Kathleen Benfield with Louisiana Family Forum in support. The board is clear. Senator Barrow has made a motion to report House Bill 268 with amendments. Is there any objection? There being none, that bill will be reported with amendments. Thank you
so much.
Representative LaFleur.
Thank you to the Washington family.
Yes.
Thank you.